Hello, hello. After all the feedback I got from the last video I posted, I was like, holy cow. I heard back from so many people, family, from friends, to people who I don't know, and I don't know how we're friends on Facebook, but I am so happy now that we are friends because I could help you. That is like really cool. Well, it's not cool that you guys are going through similar situations because I know how much it sucks, but cool in the sense of some of you guys were able to like resonate immediately with those symptoms. That was like my main goal with wanting to start this to begin with, was like getting the message out there about gut health and how like the wrong combination of bacteria in your body can just like have this like completely uncool effect on your body. All disease starts in the gut. People have to know this. So here we go. My story. I knew in college I was dealing with occasional bloating. Back then, like now, I could like literally, I could walk up to you and be like, it's poop in your stool and then your bacteria in your stomach, and I don't give a single shit about it. I am so open about health. That's, I think, is funny when you guys message me and you're like, sorry if this is too much information. No, give me all the information. I love the grossness. But back in the day in college, I was way more like, and I'd go to my doctor and they always ask that question, like, do you have any other questions for me? I'd be like, I think I get kind of bloated. The degree to which she brushed it off made me think, all right, cool, well, doesn't matter. Was on my way, like, you know, bloating, but it's cool. So graduated, realized, hey, I'm not a cheerleader anymore. So I got a personal trainer, an online personal trainer. It was so effective. After it ended, I slowly, like, you know, loosened up on what I was eating. Simultaneously, I was like, the bloating was becoming more of a problem. It was like, oh, so I went to sleep with a bloated and now, oh, you're still here. This didn't used to happen. Got worse and worse. Oh my God, I look like I have a watermelon under my shirt. I look like I'm pregnant. I look like a kangaroo, like constantly. It was so frustrating. I was like, what's going on? Is this because I'm not doing the training with her? I redid it, like did another program with her. And the second time around, but I would look at these pictures and side by side and be like, my stomach just looks so distended throughout all of it. Maybe this isn't it. So then I went to a doctor here. I kind of gave myself a little pump-up talk before I went to go see her. All right, go in there. Tell her what you're struggling with. Don't go in there and be like shy about it like I used to be. I sat down and I was like, okay, don't tell me to eat less salt, drink more water, stop drinking caffeine, don't drink alcohol, because those are all things like I've done. She looked at me and she said, you know, your body changes. Maybe this is just how your body is now. What? That does not sound like a medical diagnosis to me, lady. I was doing some more research on my own. It was a big book and it kind of gave you a questionnaire and you could read through different things that Western medicine doctors don't really pick up on. I was like, I definitely have dysbiosis. I've got this cookbook that by the Healthy Apple called Eating Clean, and she talks a lot about her own health issues and how integrative and functional medicine doctors were like the number one, like her go-to. I was like, this is what I need to do, like this is where I need to go. Unfortunately, they're in pretty high demand. I needed to wait like 6 months to go in, maybe longer than that. Definitely signing me up for this appointment, but I'll also go to a gastro in between. I came in again prepared, went in with pictures. First of all, do you see right here where there's abs, and then right here I look like a pregnant goat? He said, take a laxative. Constipation, sure, that was definitely a part of what I was experiencing, but telling me to take a laxative isn't really telling me why the constipation was occurring. I also asked him about like whether I should look into like a certain type of diet, and he literally laughed at me. I walked out of there like, Dad, you'll never believe this. Like, I was so angry. I went to an integrative doctor. Thank the Lord, sat down. You have a whole 35-page questionnaire asking you everything possible so that they get like a well-rounded idea of who you are. My appointment with them was almost 2 hours long. We did more blood work for thyroid and all that, and a stool test. And through the stool test is where I found out I had Blastocystis hominis, which is a parasite. She gave me Flagyl, which is a medication that I think made my symptoms worse. And right now I've switched and I'm working with a holistic nutritionist to not have to do the antibiotic route again. So now we're doing everything based around like herbal supplementation, lifestyle changes, and diet. So after still having these symptoms after the first protocol. We dove a little bit deeper. We retested the blasto, which I still had. Then we tested for SIBO. Then we tested also like my cortisol levels, my hormone function, all of those other baby bits that I kind of touched on in the other video too. Like, knowing those pieces were huge for this time around and deciding which supplements to use. People experience symptoms of Blastocystis and SIBO in like a really large range of ways. My personal symptoms would include the bloating, which was my biggest thing. I think that's the worst thing. It was definitely the most noticeable symptom, and also a huge like confidence crusher. Totally fatigued, like way tired. Like I might even be sleeping right now, I don't know. Abnormal periods, that as I mentioned, like my hormones are kind of all messed up from all of this. Mood swings, anxiety, and depression. Your gut really is connected to your mind, so clearly if there's an unbalance, that's not going to be totally balanced either. Sorry to everyone. Weight gain. Ugh. Yeah. Weight gain. Acne, I'd always get them right along my chin right here and always right here. As you can see, it's not something I struggle with anymore. Constipation and diarrhea. I would just alternate kind of between the two. That's a really bad thing. It can cause SIBO, but also if you are constipated with SIBO, everything's just in there and gross things. My digestion is now normal. Healthy bathroom goers should really be thankful. I joke about it now, but I'm always like, I love every time I go to the bathroom, pooping, brain fog. I'll be like about to do something and I'll be like, wait, what was I gonna do? I actually was just speaking to someone who's dealing with this brain fog. He was mentioning it takes him a long time in his head to put together what he's going to say out loud, and that's exactly what happens to me too. It's just so hard to form a sentence sometimes. So for that reason, thank God for video editing, right? Additionally, I can't wink. I don't know why I tried to do that. So I'm going to run through this list really quick of the whole list of symptoms for SIBO, just in case any of them don't affect me, but maybe they're affecting you. Nausea, bloating, vomiting, diarrhea, malnutrition, weight loss, weight gain, joint pain, fatigue, rashes, acne, eczema, asthma, depression, and rosacea. Restless leg syndrome, actually, not on this list, but it's on another list somewhere in some place in life. Symptoms of Blastocystis, diarrhea, constipation, excessive gas or flatulence, greasy stools, whatever that may mean to you, upset stomach, nausea, queasiness, bloating, itchy skin, brain fog, sharp shooting pains throughout the body, muscle twitches, hypersensitivities. If you're wondering how you get these kind of things, it's a little bit more complicated, actually much more complicated. Blastocystis could be like anything really, because it's a parasite. And then SIBO, I mean, that can be like IBS, an autoimmune disorder, having low stomach acidity, celiac disease, Crohn's disease, any type of like, if you've had like a bowel surgery, diabetes 1 and 2, multiple courses of antibiotics. Antibiotics is a huge one. Even birth control, that's a big one. Any like organ system dysfunction too. There's a lot, but go read about it, or I can talk about it in the next video. For now, that is all I'm going to say.